Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Around the Association. Now, Stephen A. Smith, he's had some shaky takes, to say the least, of late. The whole Jerry Jones incident, him kind of like being very soft on Skip Bayless after Skip Bayless's insensitive tweets, and then the Dana White reaching out to him, letting him know I'm going to talk about you, but then doing so with such a soft hand. It's like he wasn't even the same person that talked about Kyrie Irving for sharing a link. And we're talking about a guy that hit his wife, but I digress. We have videos covering those. Definitely go check that out if you haven't already. Now, most recently, Stephen A. was on Draymond Green's podcast, and he was speaking about an incident where he almost lost it on set. He kind of went back to Hollis, Queens on Terrell Owens. Now, if you don't recall how that went, take a listen here at the audio from First Take.
Wanted was transparency for people to see the full workout, to see the full Colin Kaepernick. Again, you mentioned obviously Max is going to get in here, and like I said, I'm in the streets. Max almost seems blacker than you, Stephen A. with his coming, with his commentary.
With all due respect, my brother.
I'm just saying, dog.
Wait a minute. Wait to finish.
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna check you right now. You don't cross the line.
I'm just saying.
Time. Wait a minute. You don't cross the line. First of all, like I said, you, Colin Kaepernick, Eric Reed, any of y'all that want to debate me in front of black people and talk about what's best for black people, name the time and place, I'll show up. I don't want to hear, what's the definition of blackness? Is there a definitive definition of blackness?
Okay.
You just sat up there and used an expression, more blacker. Excuse me, from Hollis, Queens, New York City. You ain't the only brother out there that's in the streets. I'm in the streets every day.
I get it.
And so let's be very clear, and you damn well know that's the truth. Come on, man. There's certain things that's crossing the line.
Like I said, I'm in the streets. Like I said, I hear what's going on.
Now, that had the internet, buzzing a few years ago when all that was going on, and people were talking, some siding with T.O., some siding with Stephen A. Smith, that, hey, T.O. had went too far. Some siding with T.O. saying, yeah, Stephen A., you sound like you were being very corporate with, when Colin Kaepernick was trying to shine a light on police brutality, and he didn't want to be disrespected, being forced to sign some documents in regards to wanting an NFL workout. Well, very recently on Draymond Green's podcast, he actually talked about that in further detail, where he said, I'm used to debating, I'm used to speaking loud, I'm used to people speaking loud to me, but Terrell Owens almost caught it. You know what I'm saying? He said he liked to lost it on Terrell Owens on live television. Take a listen here what Stephen A. Smith had to say.
This is the one time I almost lost it. There's a lot of stuff that hasn't been involved with T.O. over the years. And it took everything in me not to go all in. When it comes to what I do for a living, which is television and debate and stuff like that, Dre, I ain't gonna lie, I think I'm the best on the planet.
I agree.
I just do. I don't.
I agree.
I literally don't worry about a human being when it comes to debate. I just don't. Especially on my platform. When he walked into that Lions Den, I had to remember my humanity. I had to remember, listen, I'm a brother. This is a brother. I disagree with him. I don't like it. And there are things that I could have brought up, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. But that was the closest that I had ever come to get medieval.
Whoa, so Stephen A. said he was about to get medieval on Terrell Owens. He took everything within him. Not only that, he said, it was a lot with T.O., and I don't doubt it. Stephen A. has ears and eyes everywhere. You know what, to be honest, if I'm a player in any of these sports leagues in a locker room, I don't even know who I can trust within my own locker room. not just with Stephen A, there's other sports journalists, hey, that'll pay pretty penny on the down low probably to get some information out of that locker room and have it good and confirmed. Now, Stephen A has eyes and ears everywhere. So when he says there's a lot of things with T.O., first of all, he was talking about, hey, you coming at me like that? Talking about my blackness? Okay, we slinging mud now. So he was about to go in on some stuff probably that we have never heard about Terrell Owens, because of course Stephen A with ESPN has the resources to dig up anything that anybody's ever done. Stephen A said his conscience wouldn't allow him to do it. Then he talked about, you know, he had to control himself because he almost went medieval, because based on what he would have said, his whole thought process was, hey, this thing here can go further and carry on in the street. I'm glad, you know, Stephen A was able to gather his self-composure, because just me personally, and again, some people may disagree, I think it would have been whack, you know, straight out on some sucker stuff for two brothers to be arguing and then it carry over to when next time they see each other face to face. Because again, T.O. was, you know, calling in. He wasn't physically in front of Max and Stephen A. He was calling in, so they had him on the live feed. But had that carried over to where the next time they saw one another, there was some problems between the two. And so, you know, the synopsis is you have two brothers accomplished in their fields fighting over the support or lack of support of another brother that took a knee to shed light on police brutality and unarmed shootings. To me, that would have been so whack had that escalated kind of outside of just the debate show. That'd been so whack. You can debate all you want, you can disagree, but if there's no physical harm being brought to, or no blatant disrespect to you or someone you love, then I don't see why it would ever go there. Let me know what you guys think. Be sure to like and subscribe. I'm ready to see what y'all got to say in the comments, and I'm out.